This is all about trying to hurt President Trump's Catholic vote during the midterms and Republicans during the midterms. If you look at play out the dots here. David Axelrod goes and visits.
Oh my God, the arrogance of this. There's a billion Catholics in the world. They're all worried about Trump's election in the midterms?
Clearly, I'm striking a chord here.
Let's let him finish the thought.
David Axelrod goes and visits Pope Leo last week. They're talking about Obama going to visit Pope Leo. Pope Leo's from Chicago. All of a sudden, now Pope Leo is out attacking Trump and the policies of the United States. In a much more forceful way, you have three cardinals.
Yesterday, something happened on Bill Maher's show. I don't know if you've seen this. At some point, he called out Democrat hypocrisy about this whole situation. I posted a similar video like this, but there is something more concerning. I want you to see. Before we go into this clip, first take a look at what happened on CNN.
I love hypocritical America, I really do. See, the liberals suddenly love the Pope. The Pope, who 2 weeks ago was all in the headlines. You know why? Exorcisms. Yeah, this big thing about the demons are all around, the devil. That's what Pope is, okay? A guy who does exorcism, doesn't believe in gay marriage, no women priests. But now, because he's feuding with Trump, MSNBC loves this guy. He got a big speech on the floor from Chuck Schumer. Eric Swalwell sent him a pic.
David Axelrod goes and visits.
Oh my God, the arrogance of this. There's a billion Catholics in the world. They're all worried about Trump's election in the midterms?
Clearly, I'm striking a chord here.
Let's let him finish the thought.
David Axelrod goes and visits Pope Leo last week. They're talking about Obama going to visit Pope Leo. Pope Leo's from Chicago. All of a sudden, now Pope Leo is out attacking Trump and the policy. Three cardinals come out today attacking the immigration policy. This is all about trying to get the Catholic vote against Trump. And let me add one more thing.
There's a lot of flaws in this argument.
No. There's no flaws.
They're going to succeed.
There's no flaws.
Including that none of the things that you're
Axelrod is
describing
the chief strategist for Obama.
He's also from Chicago, but that's not why he went.
The Pope is saying he's not political. Why is he meeting with the chief strategist for both Obama's campaigns and in the White House?
Oh,
really?
Yes.
Would he have a possible reason to meet with a chief political?
J.D. Vance met with the Pope before the last one died. What was he doing there?
Pope Francis met with J.D. Vance. Pope Francis was extremely critical.
J.D. Vance is Vice President of the United States.
Hold on a second. Pope Francis was extremely critical of Trump. He was extremely critical of the rhetoric from Trump and his allies. He still met.
Let me add one more thing that Pope Leo's not critical.
What's the conspiracy?
Yes, the Pope recently released a video where you take a look at this posted by Fox News. Pope Leo downplays tension with President Trump, addressing a narrative that has not been accurate in all of its aspects. J.D. Vance replied to this, "I'm grateful to Pope Leo for saying this. While the media narrative constantly gains up conflict and yes, real disagreement have happened and will happen, the reality is often much more complicated. Pope Leo preaches the gospel as he should, and that will inevitably mean he offers his opinion on the moral issues of the day. The president and the entire administration works to apply those moral principles in a mercy war. He will be in our prayers, and I hope that we will be in his." Okay. This is J.D. Vance's response to all what you see on CNN. At some point, the media decided to take it to another level. I understand that people have right to express themselves, but sometimes on these kind of issues, it is extremely difficult to take a position. But it was very clear.
Last night, Donald Trump reached a new low when he insulted Pope Leo, the first American pope, by calling him, among other things, weak on crime and too liberal. What is going on in that man's head? He said this Trump said this in response to the Pope's comments during Easter Sunday, calling for peace. It's the same Donald Trump who has called the Bible his favorite book on the campaign trail but can't name a single verse, who sells a Trump-branded presidential election of the Bible made in China for $100, and who we all remember held up a Bible in front of St. John's Episcopal Church here in D.C. after ordering protesters for racial justice tear-gassed. Maybe Trump has forgotten what's written in that Bible, or more likely, he never knew it in the first place. Last night, Donald Trump reached a new low.
Has the media overstated the rise of authoritarians in Europe and around the world? What do you think of Viktor Orban's defeat last week? I did have that exact thought. Like, again, the media kind of played me. I mean, for years, all I've been reading about is he's the second coming of Stalin. There will never be democracy again in Hungary. And then, oh, actually, well, people got tired of a guy just like they do in every democracy. They didn't like him, and they wanted somebody with different policies, and they voted him out, and he went and conceded the next day. So I do feel a little used.
Well, I'll say one thing about this.
You understand exactly what Bill is saying here is nothing but the truth. Oh, he's a king. Oh, he's this. You know, they want to portray some kind of image about some of these people. At the end of the day, knowing fully well that they're lying. Now this happened. B is calling them out for their lies.
Opposed to faith informing our government. The Constitution's grounded in some of the traditions of the Christian and Judeo-Christian faith. That's morality. Stealing is wrong. But what I have an issue with
Pope
is
territory.
Well, it's Pope territory?
Stealing is wrong.
Well, yes, I'm saying that's
wrong.
like, it's the general faith can inform things.
Yeah.
I mean, the J.D. Vance comment stood out to me, and I had kind of a similar reaction to Majority Leader Thune in the Senate, who basically said, isn't that the Pope's job to weigh in on theology? I'm a mere Protestant, so I wouldn't dare to know what the Pope's job is, but I think he's allowed to weigh in on theology. But talking about it from a political and a PR perspective, I can't think of a dumber fight to pick ahead of the midterms than with the Christian voting base, the evangelical Christians who've been with Trump, but then with the Catholic base. And you have to kind of separate those two. Evangelicals are never leaving Trump. They see their politics and religion so deeply tied together. They are with him. They will be till the very end of his presidency. But the Catholics are actually the largest swing voting bloc in the country of a religious community, because while they're with Donald Trump on issues like opposing abortion, they're also very pro-immigrant, pro-refugees. There's strong opposition to the tactics around immigration enforcement. So right now, heading into midterms that already look really bleak for Republicans, this is the last fight that you want to be picking. It makes zero sense.
You think the evangelicals will never turn on him? I disagree with that.
I think people lump all Protestants and evangelicals. Evangelicals are a very unique set of the Protestant church.
There is something these people don't understand. When it concerns a controversial topic like this, you need to be extremely careful not to make a mistake. Yeah. If you listen to all what these people have said concerning this whole situation, you will realize that some don't even know exactly what they are saying. Yeah. J.D. Vance actually said it clear that Pope should really not be going into these issues because it will attract people to start talking, calling his name on these political issues. That is something J.D. Vance said, but a lot of people interpreted it differently, and which is the truth. I understand the Pope was focused on morality, trying to say, oh, this should not be happening, this should not be. But you know the president. Trump is someone, he doesn't know how to hide his anger. Yeah. If you say something, whether Trump will just reply you. And I just understand that that is who he is.
A tattoo, Deus Vult, which means God wills it, and it's a battle cry from the first crusade.
We're going to end here. As of the short clips at the end, that is from White You can always skip.
I'm in support of that.
Until the First Lady brought them back with her surprise statement last week.
How does this benefit?
I'm an actor.
Creative content.
Yeah, why are you not looking forward to the White House fight?
Well, it's kind of a gimmick.
I have 300
Lights.